Welcome to our journey into Spring Security and Udemy. Whether you are a fresher student or an aspiring developer, this course is going to give a very clear overview of what Spring Security is all about and why it is very essential skill to acquire if you are a Spring Framework developer. So, what is Spring Security, right? So, Spring Security is like the guardian of your application, right? So, just as guardian ensure that safety and security of a place, the Spring Security also ensure in the same way the security of your software application. It is a vital framework of anyone developing Java developers or Java applications, especially if you are dealing with the user authentication, authorization, or any protecting sensitive data, whether it's a form of API or some sensitive information, right? So the reason of learning this, Spring Security, I mean, there is a very much compelling reasons for this. So the most prominent I will talk about, that is, first, in the digital world you might have heard that security breaches is becoming more common. So Spring Security equips you with the tools to safeguard your application and user data. Even if you are a developer and you have to go on a higher position in your organization where you are working, so you have to fulfill all this aspect of the Spring Security to learn, to adopt, and this skills in your resume or showcase is going to make you more attractive candidate, right? And Spring Security is not limited to only web application. You can leverage this security or framework in a RESTful API, also microservices and various other types of application that we are going to use, right? So while going through this course, you might have heard some different new keywords like JWT, OAuth2, authentication, authorization, principal and authorities, roles, right? So all this will going to learn gradually when we'll go down the course with the time. So Spring Security is ensure that is going to secure your web applications, RESTful APIs, method level security, and whatnot. I mean, you can do some customization, you can do some default security. So we are when we learn the concept. So there is a building blocks of the Spring Security. So when we start by learning that building block, so you can say that it is a backbone of the Spring Security, right? So it's very essential to learn that. So once we're going through the course, so we are going to learn that part. Once this is that is that particular four blocks is over, then we are going to see how the Spring Security is implemented. We are going to debug the libraries, we are going to see the flow, we are going to talk about the default implementation of the authority and roles or whatnot, right? So once we learn that part, then we are going to write our own Spring Securities, managers and authenticators, right? So we'll use to write our own logic to ensure and secure our APIs. So with the down in the course, when we'll going through the gradually, so in section by section, step by step, we are going to learn these things, right? So before going to the next section, one more thing that I want to make it clear, that when any requirement comes to develop any application, so normally we talk about the what this application is going to do, what kind of problem it is going to solve, right? So that is called the functional requirement. And 99% when you get any requirement, nobody is going to talk about that 1% that is belonging to the non-functional requirement. And Spring Security is one of the non-functional implementation of the applications. So when you start developing any application, you have to seriously consider this Spring Security while you start, right? It's not like that once the whole application is developed, then you are thinking about the Spring Security, like how to secure now, right? So this is going to give a very big headache. So we have to consider, as a developer, we have to keep in mind that this aspect should be considered very in initial stage itself. So it should be a part of your application development life cycle, right? So apart from this Spring Security, there are other non-functional requirement is like performance, maintenance, okay, and Spring Security, of course, that we talked about. So all these things are availability. So these things are nobody is going to talk about, but it is inherited that when we are delivering any applications to the client, it should have all this functional and non-functional compilation, right? So let's see how to start on that. And without giving much time on this introduction part, let's start with the Spring Security, what actually Spring Security is, in the next section. Until then, bye.